Hey everybody, Grand Rising, good afternoon and good evening. Whatever time you click on this video is the right time for you, and I thank you in advance for your viewership and support. So today we're going to tap into the energy of none other than the incomparable actor Richard Lawson. Now, lately he's been in the blogs because he got a divorce from Tina Knowles. And we know that, neither party got spousal support, but he received a $300,000 final payment to separate from the marriage, and that they both have a clause where they cannot speak disparagingly about each other's children, grandchildren, or possible future grandchildren. I thought that was interesting. But none the least, I've been meaning to tap into the energy around Richard Lawson for a while now. It became apparent to me in the last, I want to say 2 years of the marriage, that he appeared to be over it and unhappy. And there were certain comments that were made by Tina, Celestine, because that's her actual name, that were not, I want to say quite respectful in interviews. There were times when she spoke on him and it just felt like she was speaking down on him, and he just, towards the end, he seemed to lack vitality. He seemed to be very depressed. So I want to see what life is like for him after Celestine, better known to the world as Tina Knowles. Alrighty. Angel, spirit guides, and ancestors of the highest heavenly order, tap me into the energy around Richard Lawson and show me what life is like for him now that he's single again. Okay, that's a lot. Oh, goodness. That's a lot. 5 of Wands was at the top. Let me try that again. Okay. So we've got a Tower card. Okay. What is this Tower? Tower to his money. Explain this Tower to his money. Okay. We got the 4 of Wands in reverse. So the 4 of Wands in reverse, explaining the Tower and his money. Now that he's separated from this marriage, not that he's broke, because he's been an accomplished actor for a very long time. This man has a career that spans I want to say decades. So why is it that his money is going to be affected now that he's left this marriage? Okay, so we've got anxiety over judgment, okay? From a high priestess. What's happening in secret? Oh, baby. Okay, so we got a wish fulfillment here. Looks like it's someone's wish fulfillment to slow down opportunities for him, possibly cause a halt to, him being able to get certain jobs allegedly. And it's attached to energy from his past, because I'm seeing the Six of Cups and the Page of Cups at the bottom of the deck. And what else is this peeking out? Four of Cups, unrequited offer. So it appears that allegedly somebody wants to make him sorry over energy attached to the past that was an unrequited offer. Hold on. Yeah, and they're going to try to take it out on him through his work. Let me put a little bit more space on the table here. Alrighty, thank you for your patience. We got Seven of Pentacles to the Nine of Pentacles, which is, investing and an independent woman. So there is an independent woman who feels like this is equal reciprocity. As you sow, so shall you reap. She's very, very intrigued in slowing up money for him. Why is that? Due to a cycle coming to an end, a lot of harsh communication, things that were said that can't be unsaid. Okay. This feels very bitter. And there's that card of investment. Okay, so Seven of Pentacles is as you sow, so shall you reap. And it's also investing. And we see karma here, or justice, which means, wow. This is so petty. This is like somebody wanting to get their lick back, okay? This is like someone who feels like, I may have paid you on the front, but I'm going to make sure you pay on the back, allegedly. You got the Lover, the Two of Cups. So this person that you once saw as a soulmate. Okay, so I see that he's a provider. He's someone that's very stable, someone that's very sound and trustworthy. The King of Pentacles is usually a very good husband, a provider, a good father, someone that can be a mentor, okay, father figure. And this is to bring heartbreak to you being able to have financial stability and provide. Oh, man. This is some very spiteful energy. We got the Page of Cups, which is the card that is, apology, being apologetic, or you'll be sorry over this Wheel of Fortune. So it's definitely a lot of energy attached to money and money spent, money that had to be allocated, and feeling some type of way about that money. Okay, so you got the Five of Swords that comes out in reverse, and it falls under this High Priestess. This person is secretly silencing the ability of someone being able to have a rebuttal or combat certain types of communication. Okay, so that feels like that like a gag order. You won't be able to speak out or retaliate on things that are done in secret, things that are done behind the scenes, things that are, this is beyond just a regular NDA. He knows some very high powered things, and it's a wish fulfillment to slow down his momentum. And it's like, because of this situation, it's like, damned if you do, damned if you don't. You can't say anything about it. If I am to put you in a position to where I slow your money down, for you to say anything about it would be to speak about me disparagingly. So all of that falls under that umbrella of what he signed that he can't speak on. All because you cut loose the independent woman. And this falls under the Eight of Pentacles. Okay. Wow. I didn't think I was going to tap into something like this, especially this soon. And this was a way of possibly silencing a very, very, very big truth, okay? Because this falls under the world. And this woman, this very head over heart woman, who can even be very cutthroat if she needs to be, she's going to make sure that her narrative, if anything, is the only truth that you hear, okay? So this is going to be very interesting for him, because it's like on the back end being pigeonholed, not being able to communicate effectively about how you feel or what you've been through, not being able to do interviews unless you keep it extremely vague, okay? And it's like I said, it's not for the normal reasons that you would have an NDA. I'm feeling that this is far beyond the normal reasons you would have an NDA. This very highly visible woman, okay, is inflicting her own version of justice or karma. And as you can see, this Queen of Wands, you know, the wand itself is considered to be a tool of magic. So this woman can definitely manifest and invest in, you know, how do I say this? She can invest in and she can cause things to happen by manipulating the ethers. Okay, so to have a Queen of Wands here and a High Priestess is definitely high magic. And there it is, the Queen of Swords and the Hermit. Okay. The Hermit is someone who was put into seclusion, had to go through the dark night of the soul, but gained a lot of information. And when you think about all the information that the Hermit has gained on this Queen of Swords, he has an infinite wealth of information. This is being trapped and binded, okay? Y'all. Ooh, baby. When you see cards that have to do with high magic and you see trapped and binded, this is like, you know, possible spiritual manipulation to get someone to be in a certain alignment, allegedly. So the King of Cups represents someone who is very, very, you know, big on love. This is someone who loves with all of their heart, but they may not show how they feel, or they may be someone who doesn't know how to communicate how they feel, but they are deeply in love. So it's like, being that this falls under the Five of Swords in reverse and is right next to the Eight of Swords, this is letting me know that this person may have felt like they were not allowed to possibly voice an opinion, or they felt like a lot of times they were put in a position to where their voice was not heard. So it was like, damned if I do, damned if I don't. If what's the point of me saying anything? Is not going to be heard. um, this is someone who feels like their voice was suppressed. And then you got the Hierophant, which represents judge, jury, and adjudicator, also the powers that be. So yeah, there's going to be some push from some people up top to try to suppress his career, allegedly, and his stability. And it's attached to this independent woman. Seven of Cups. This is a card of not only considering your options, but, you know, this is my substance card. So he may know about certain substances that somebody may partake in, okay? Certain habits, certain, you know, things that would affect someone's marketability. Things that will bring potential business endeavors to a rest, to an end. He knows a lot of truths, and he found them out through the time that things were going well, when they were both deep in love and things were, you know, really cute. And he had to make a big choice, because you got this Wheel of Fortune here that's about to hit the table, and it falls under this Queen of Wands. He felt like he hit the jackpot when he got Tina. You know, it was like, she's so beautiful, you know, she's everything I ever dreamed of, everything I ever wanted. But look at this, the wounded warrior, someone who is, you know, beaten down, downtrodden, someone who feels as if this is a overbearing situation where they are constantly, you know, put in a negative position over and over and over again. And here it is, the card of union. So he had no idea that this union was going to put him through all these hoops and hurdles. For me, the wands, you know, because they're the swifter of the deck, they represent years. So it's like 9 years went back, you know, went by really, really fast between the both of them. But it just, when it was all said and done, it feels burdensome. This is someone who felt like they were, you know, put in a position where they were controlled, they were binded. I'm even hearing the word convoluted, okay? Okay, so Ace of Pentacles to the Two of Swords is like cutting off a very solid offer that would even have to do with this marriage, because I'm pretty sure there were a lot of perks attached to him being married to, you know, Tina, especially being attached to one of the biggest families in entertainment. So when he went into this, he was in love. I do see that. He was deep in love. he didn't he didn't start off argumentative. He didn't start off, you know, with his head in the clouds either. He feels like he went into this with a clear mind, clear conscience. It was his wish fulfillment, but it turned into one of those situations to where, you know, you say that, you know, it's a dream come true, and then you have to remember that nightmares are dreams as well. So this is the unrequited income that he earned through the court case, okay? And I say unrequited because this person, Tina, really did not want to give this money up. And I'm feeling like if this was any other couple, he would have received way more. But it's unearned income, okay? The money that he was given, because opportunities and roles were slowed down for him. He may not have worked as much as he used to once he got involved in this marriage. And this was a way of him having balance through a new beginning. So what he once saw as his blessing, his ships coming in, he's walking away from. And it feels like he had to consider his options. These cups, it's like, you know, he may have even planned for about maybe 7 months, a little over that, on how to leave this situation, how to get out of this situation, how to bring it to a rest. Yeah. And here's that 7. Okay. He had to be very covert about how he decided to move forward so that he could have balance through a new beginning. So, damn, this is weird because it's like this man had to really, really, really play chess with how he walked away from this marriage. It wasn't a, I don't love you anymore and I want to go and I want to leave. It wasn't that. It was like he really had to assess, how was he going to leave? How was this going to work out for him? How was he going to remove himself from this situation while keeping his life intact? And finally, he decided to just go for it, cut this situation off, and walk away from this relationship. The Wheel of Fortune. He knew he was walking away from a lot when he decided to leave this marriage. And here it is, the Moon. You know, in secret, he really endured a lot. He did. He endured a lot. This is like a lot of emotional and mental anguish. This, I didn't expect to see this. I didn't expect it to be so, you know, moody, so to speak. So we got the Magician at the bottom of the deck, which is the card of manifestation. So it feels like, you know, he had his eye on her for a while. He watched her, you know, long and hard before he approached her with this offer. Because like I said, he was all about, you know, getting next to her. He thought she was the most beautiful woman that he had ever seen. He, you know, really fell in love with the aesthetic of her and what he, you know, wanted her to be versus who she turned out to be. But eventually he decided that he had to manifest moving on from this toxic situation, and he chose himself and went off into hermit mode. So before he even left, he could have become very standoffish, disengaged with familial situations and get-togethers. He started to remove himself, separate himself while he was within the marriage. And it's like once the proceedings started to actually happen, things move about swiftly. This was not a drawn out process. He wanted to get in and out. He didn't want to draw this out any longer than it had to be drawn out. So okay. So what I'm hearing with the he could have received more, maybe so if he would have been willing to, you know, actually push this situation a little further. He just decided he was done. Just let me out. And he was just like, you know, let me move on towards victory. You know, a lot of shame, remorse, regret. Okay. So we've got, you know, this woman who once brought you hope, the one that you know, watched all this time, that you just couldn't help but to be drawn to. This woman that you wanted to be with. This was like, you know, every time you saw her, she just looked like an angel. He's looking back on it and he's trying to figure out, how did this get to this? How did this happen? How did this situation make this type of turn? Okay. Ooh. So we got the Queen of Pentacles here, which, you know, is a card that can represent, you know, not just an earth sign, but a woman who is a wife, who could be very covert and sneaky. There was things that he found out way down the road that he had no idea, that he didn't know. Something came to light also about somebody possibly juggling. And things were exposed to him about, you know, this familial unit. And, you know, he had to make a choice, because it's like, here it is. It's like I'm sitting here in the lap of luxury. I'm having a good time, you know, living it up in the spotlight. Not to say that he hadn't already been in Hollywood and been in certain circles, because like I said, he's an accomplished actor. He's been around for a very long time. But it's almost like feeling like you had on rose tinted glasses and everything was good until it wasn't. And you know, everything that he had hopes for, okay, everything that he thought was going to manifest, it brought a lot of regret, a lot of shame. And here it is. It's like third party gossip and conversation. Wow, he felt betrayed. And you know, it's like this, it's weird, because it's like he felt like he was outmatched. You know, he was just trying to stay strong, to get through the heartbreak of the situation, because there was a lot going on both sides. Okay, a lot going on both sides. By the time it was all said and done, it's like it started to turn into like a war of the roses. And it feels like the underlying energy of this whole situation, somehow, some way, is attached to money that, you know, ended up in a place that it wasn't supposed to, money getting paid back, and get back for money that someone received that they felt like they shouldn't have received because money somehow, some way was moved around creatively. So we've got the devil here in the Chariot, and this is like somebody running like hell to get out of a toxic, chaotic situation with a person that they married who they felt was very sneaky and betrayed them, the ultimate betrayal, something that they could not, you know, they could not forgive, something that they could not overlook. And we got the Knight of Wands and the Three of Swords and the King of Wands. So it's like, damn, due to this action, you know, and things being brought to light, yeah, this just keeps getting crazier, okay? It's like underhanded things were done to bring things into fruition. And this is attached to an energy from the past. So it's like they have been in a very sour place for a while. It didn't just happen. It just finally ran out of steam. And it's like him telling the truth, standing up for himself, finding his way, finding backbone, ended up putting the weight of the world on his shoulders. And there had to be a new action and activity taken in this love relationship. Lord have mercy. Mr. LAWSON, you something else. You something else. This is somebody who can tell you to go to hell with style and grace and open the door and help you to get there, okay? Also a very passionate individual. So when he gets riled up, baby, listen, it is a very unrequited offer. This ain't what you want. And see, he was not a pushover. And this is like feeling out in the cold from the person that you cared about. Also, you know, somebody, Five of Pentacles is like somebody losing money. And this ended up being a hangman. You got the Queen of Cups, which represents intuition. You know, somebody with a deep heart and intuition. But this is falling under the High Priestess. So that's very psychic energy. And the Two of Cups falling over the Six of Cups. That's like somebody not being able to get over from a soulmate or a twin flame union from their past that they once had stability in. So this feels like, you know, at times Tina could have been hyper defensive about, you know, her feelings attached to her first marriage. She may have still been giving off the vibes and the energy that she was still in love with Matthew. She had not gotten over him, allegedly. And she may have been very stubborn about it and did, you know, this is also a part of why he may have wanted to cut this situation loose, because it felt like he was living in another man's shadow. And like I said, very, very passionate, fiery man. They were going at it before it was all said and done. And he decided to stand up and say enough is enough. I want out. He knew he was going to end up out in the cold as far as financially, but he just wanted to be done with the situation. Okay. I don't know what it is with this Empress and this Knight of Swords, but I'm going to stay out of that one because that looks like that's a hangman. It's nothing that's in the media. Y'all know I only touch what's in the media publicly because this is not a private reading. But, oh, wait, when I tell you it's a lot, this is like some Knox Landing type stuff. Okay? The Emperor. So, this is to tie this into being stuck with the situation from the past, it seems like, you know, Tina may have never gotten over her ex fathering children from another situation. And it became very prevalent in their relationship. That's as far as I'm going to go with that, which was an unrequited offer, Four of Cups. And yeah, it's like the back and forth, the communication between them had to come to an end, because it was combustible. It was like it was a lot of, you know, it was a lot of hard and harsh communication when it was all said and done. Four of Cups to the Five of Cups at the bottom of the deck. Unrequited offer to grief, sympathy, regret, remorse over how this, you know, this turned into, you know, fighting and dragging it through court. Like, Lord, I'm literally channeling Carl Thomas. I wish I never met her at all. This is regretting being involved in this family situation that caused a major cutoff. And it's like, last three cards, you got the Fool to the Ten of Cups to Justice. It's like he's looking back on it now, and it's like, I jumped into things too fast, got into this familial situation. I should have done a little bit more research. He feels somehow, some way, I don't even use this damn word, befuddled. I don't use that word, but he feels befuddled. He feels, you know, like somebody played a great game of three-card Monte with him, and he kept picking the wrong cup when it comes to picking up on the energy that was attached to this situation. It's like eyes wide shut, not knowing what's going on until you're actually in the midst of it. He may not have understood fully what was going on until he was already in the eye of the storm. And in that type of situation, it's too late. So it was a lot of bitterness from what I can tell between the both of them. And it seems like one still needed to heal and didn't take enough time to get over a past situation. And the other one ended up just feeling out of sorts. It feels like Richard ended up feeling out of sorts, because it's like, I'm not going to keep living in another man's shadow. I don't want to pay for the sins of another person. Something happening with money. Somebody being accused of something with money. Honey, this is a lot. This is a whole lot. And no matter what he did, I don't feel, from what I see, that he could have saved this situation. The best thing for him to do, whether he wanted to or not, was to remove himself from this marriage as soon as possible, and that's what he did. So this is my energetic tap in on Richard Lawson, Life After Celestine, better known to the public as Tina Knows. I thank you, everybody, for your support, your viewership, and I'm going to close this reading out, and I'll see y'all soon. This reading is adjourned.